We Bleed Purple podcast. This is the Week 13 Thanksgiving Thursday Night Football preview. Daniel Wilcox and Matt Trigger. We have a very special guest, one of my former middle school classmates, and we played lacrosse together 20-something years ago. He just got done doing the MyCauseMyCleats artwork for a bunch of the Baltimore Ravens players and staff. Let's welcome in Brian Bomster. Brian, what is going on, my man?
Man, living a dream right about now, man. The purple dream.
Love it, man.
The purple dream.
So we had a chance to talk a little bit backstage, Brian. We go all the way back to the class of 2002 at Roland Park Middle School. Just to kind of give everybody a little bit of a foundation. I know that we've known each other forever, but that class is pretty famous in terms of talented artists from Baltimore. You have Stavros Halkias, world famous comedian. Brian's a world famous artist now working in the NFL with the Baltimore Ravens. And we have DJ Mighty Mark, who is now the Baltimore Orioles DJ as well as the Towson Tigers DJ. But moving forward, Brian.
And then we have Matt Trigger, shit. The
I'm
host
not
of
in
the
that company yet.
We bleed purple podcast.
Mr. Podcast
Matt Trigger as well.
On the rise.
We coming.
Yeah, we are.
I'm
thank you so much, man, for coming on. We appreciate you, bro. We appreciate you coming on the show.
Having me, man. Appreciate it.
Excited about having you, and excited about talking about your journey and your path and everything that you've done to get to where you are so far. Extremely blessed.
Thank you for having me. I know Matt reached out for me a little bit earlier, like last year or so, and I was like, not now, maybe, but no, this time it's time, So I'm glad that I'm able to, join your podcast and tell you a little about myself as well too.
Absolutely,
you got jerseys back there over your
right.
What?
Oh yeah, man! I got a little collection.
Yeah, like a pile of jerseys over there. Let's see what you got.
Of course, my first Raven client, left tackle, Eugene Monroe, the big bro right here, man. Shout out to him.
Offensive tackle, right?
Yes, sir.
So he was your very first Ravens client.
Yeah, or first, I would say, football client. He was the first person that actually believed in me. Actually, I would say his wife, because she hit me up on Facebook one random night, and we had a mutual friend, and I was like, all right, we went to the same school. Okay, cool. And she was like, hey, Brian, I've been following you for doing art and stuff, and my husband, he wants some painting done. I was like, cool. And I'm thinking about be a little 30 by 40 painting I usually do or something. I was hyped about that because I just came back from Korea teaching English over there, and I had to basically work a 9 to 5. So I was back at Towson Lids just selling hats and stuff. That was kind of getting boring. So I was like, okay, I can do some art now. And I was hyped about that. And she sent me the Addy. And it's crazy because the first time I went to the Addy, right, and it didn't even exist. It's like that I was driving up down the street looking crazy because I kept on going up. I was like, where's this Addy, right? It was like, oh man, I'm looking crazy right here. Let me pull into a parking spot because the neighbors probably look at me like, yo, this dude out there is just randomly going up and down. I was like, yo, this address does not exist. So I was like, let me call her. Called her, right? Went straight to voicemail. I'm like, oh man, she got me. I'm out here in Owens Mills. I've never been out here. I'm from Baltimore, but never been out on this side of town.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me wait. Yeah, I was like, let me wait 5 more minutes and I'll just take the L and go home. And she called me back in 3 minutes. And of course, she was like, hey, Brian, sorry, my phone died. Of course, your phone died, right? And then she's like, hey, do you have what navigation app are you using? I'm like, I just came back from Korea because over there they have Samsung. Now I'm back in the States, so I got an iPhone. Now I'm using Apple Maps. And she's like, oh, don't use that because Apple Maps would be sending you to the wrong address or address that don't exist. So use Google Maps. So all right, cool. Google Maps was like, oh, it's right down the road, 10 minutes. So I'm going down the road, and I'm like, all right. And then it says turn right, and I see a sign that says houses in the low millions. I'm like, where am I at? Okay, what am I doing? And I keep on going in, and I see these houses getting bigger and bigger. And then I see, of course, the biggest house, all white cars in the driveway. I'm like, I'm not gonna definitely not park in the driveway. I'm gonna park across the street. It's my brother's car. It's not even my car. So I'm gonna park my little Honda over here. Walk
Make sure
across
you
the street.
don't leak no oil in the driveway.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I don't belong there. No, sir. So let me park away from that. And then I walked up to the big old doors, ding dong the bell. She's like, hey Brian, long time no see. I was like, I saw her. I was like, cool, like because this is for like we went back way back. So I was like, I'm known as the token Asian. Everybody knows me as the cool Asian, the artsy Asian, whatever. And so it was like, oh, okay, like, hey, what's up? And then she was like, honey, he's here. And this dude just come up, dude. And this dude, like, when he was playing, old line. So he's like 300 something pounds, 6'5", 6'6". And he was like, dap me up from like halfway across the room. My hand just got swallowed up. I'm like, what's up, man? He was like, come downstairs. So I'm going downstairs. I'm seeing all this stuff, like they basically look like they just moved in. Like they got the people outside putting the pool in, got a movie theater getting built. I'm like, whoa, where am I at? And then I see a jersey hanging up. I'm like, okay, he probably play a sport. He has to play sport. And he walks me in the back, and it's basically his personal gym, all these white walls. And he was like, I want you to paint all this. I'm like, what? But I was like, all right, cool. In my head, brought this small measuring tape. I was like, yeah, all right, cool, all right. And then my mom like, wow, this is crazy. This is more than I signed up for, but I'm gonna take it. So I was like, all right, let me just measure it around. I'll give you an estimate. And like, cool. They leave, and I'm like, all right, who is this guy? So I was like, what is his name? Eugene. Last name? What was his last name? Monroe. And I was like, Googled it, and it popped up. Eugene Monroe. Jacksonville Jaguar just got traded to the Baltimore Ravens. I'm like, bruh, I'm in a Ravens player's house. I'm like, bruh, this is crazy. So I called my brother because I was driving his car, or I basically screenshotted his picture. I sent it to him, and he just gets a random picture of this dude. And he replied, why you send me this? And I'm like, I'm at his house. Like, dude, I'm at a Baltimore Ravens place. I was just a guy from the Jacksonville Jaguars. He was like, whoa, that's crazy. So I started like measuring out this stuff, and I basically did like, he was gonna he decided to do big panels on the wall. So I combined like 8x8 panels. Because if he moved, he didn't want to paint over it, and he definitely moved. So that's good that he did.
He wanted to take it with him.
Exactly. So and I basically, man, it was the most money I ever made at one time, and I basically was over there the whole summer, and I basically became part of the family. So like 10 years later, we're still rocking. So it's crazy.
So you still do work for him now?
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, if you know his story, Eugene Monroe, he was the first active NFL player to speak against the NFL about using cannabis instead of opioids and stuff like that. Of course, Big Pharma with the NFL, they don't rock like that. And plus, he's active. He didn't wait until he retired to talk about it like some NFL players. He actually, because it came to the part where he was taking painkillers. Well, before that, like, he was very strict about that. He used to drug test his college roommates. Like that's how like strict he was. Make sure they weren't smoking. And like it was something like that. He was very strict until the point where one day I guess he smoked and it helped him. And what I think the turning point, he said that he didn't even recognize his daughter one day because he was on opioids. And that's when he was like, all right, that's the line. I gotta stop this. Let me try something alternative. You know what I'm saying? And he did, and ever since he's been advocating. So I was right there with him. I remember when he actually did that, and he was like, "What did I just do, Bomster?" Like I was like, "Bro, don't sweat it, man. I know you like stressing over that, but you did the right choice. Like you're the right guy to do it because he's educated. He knows how to talk about it. He's very well spoken.
Love that.
He's the right guy to talk about it." And he was, so and ever since then he's been advocating. He actually invested into Green Thumb Industries, GTI, which I believe is Jim Bean's son, his way of getting into the cannabis industry. So he invested in that, and he's good off of that. And now he's starting his own cannabis company. So I'm helping out with him designing for his company as well. So we got a lot of cool.
So who did he put you on next? Like you did this beautiful artwork for him, so a bunch of the teammates got a chance to see it. So who's your next guest, your next client? That was a Raven.
Ronnie Stanley, the guy who replaced him, because
Left tackle.
Because Eugene also
Okay.
injury prone as well too. So they're linemen. So yeah, and also his agent, what's his name? He was on the HBO, The Agent. I believe it's But yeah, he had some people coming in, but no, Ronnie Stanley, I painted his guest room. And then who else? That but then I started. What I like to do is I like to give people their flowers. So what I do is to meet a lot of these Ravens players. I actually do art stuff. And I would I actually have a painting right here. Hold on, let me see it. I gifted Ed Reed.
He's good. He's good, Wilcox. Wait till you see this.
I'm excited about seeing.
He painted a mural for Hamilton because they're both Korean Americans.
Yep. He's
Is that the one that had his head blown off?
Yeah.
Like all pro on it. I saw that.
He was like my favorite Ravens player because everybody want to be. I want to be with like him.
I feel like I've seen this one too, Bomb. Like I feel like I've seen this one too. This shit is dope.
So I met up with him and gifted him one, and I got my jersey signed by him, of course.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. That's dope as hell, bro.
I did also one for Lamar as well, actually, because my wife.
Yeah. I feel like I might have seen Lamar's too.
Yep. She got me on-field passes, and that was the day that, we didn't have to play. He didn't have to play because it was raining. I mean, because we already made the playoffs, and we were playing the Steelers, and there's no point of, him playing. And it was kind of cool because it was rainy, it was boring, nobody had anything to write about. And so when they see this fan that gave Lamar Jackson some art, they're like, oh, yeah, let's write an article. So the Baltimore Ravens wrote an article. The NFL reposted it. Sports Illustrated wrote an article. It was pretty crazy. I didn't expect that. But
that's dope as hell, bro.
So I was just keep on getting my art out, and I kept on doing stuff. I did one in the back for Gunnar Henderson as well, too. But yeah, just hustling.
Yeah, it's like an animation almost, right?
Yeah, it's like a Lego. We love Lego. It's like a Lego Star Wars piece. So it's like a baseball trading card, and he loves Legos and Star Wars. So I made him into a Lego guy, Star Wars guy.
Oh, that's dope as hell.
And he loved that. Yeah, he loved that.
So the Ravens platform has been really helpful for you as far as getting your artwork out to the masses to see.
Yeah, and I'm just happy to do it. I'm a huge diehard fan. Like I remember, I grew up in Baltimore, so I grew up down the street from Memorial Stadium, the old stadium. Before the Colts left us in the night. You know what I'm saying? Like we used to go down there and buy our Christmas trees down there. And my dad, he was head editor at the Baltimore Sun, and I guess he got like tickets from like holiday tickets or something. And basically my first game was we were in the skybox. And I remember the first play, it was first kickoff, Michael Jackson. It was cool that we had a dude named Michael Jackson, and he caught it and he ran it back. The first kickoff of the game.
That's great.
I was a fan ever since.
Say less.
Yeah.
Say less, man. That's dope as heck, bro. I'm like, you got a really dope story, man. So like I was sitting there listening to you talk about when you started doing the wall and the 8x8 panels for Monroe. And I'm sitting here in my mind, I'm an artist too. So I draw, I sketch, I do all that type of stuff as well. Dope. And I was sitting there trying to think about like, so what's your method? Like, so you get these big pieces of panels. Are you sketching it out with pencil first? Or are you using like an overhead projector to put it up on the wall? Like, what are you doing?
I didn't have back then I didn't have an iPad, but I would just sketch it out. Like I would just sketch it out on the boards, because we used to use plywood boards. And so I went to because Home Depot, they sell those big plywood. So I would just
4x8 sheets.
Yep, big 8x4 joints, and we just combine them together. So yeah, that's what I did. So I used sketch on them, and I just freehand it. Blah blah blah. For bigger ones, like on Procreate, I use on my iPad. That's the best program. You might have it, you might not, but if you don't, that's the best program a kid or anybody can have. It costs like $7, and this is you just draw on it, and then you can make it big or whatever. And it's like I like to do that. And then if I need a time crunch, I might use a projector here and there if it's a really huge wall. But I haven't been able to have a big wall like that. I did one for a school, and that was all free-handed. It was Reginald F. Lewis. in Baltimore. I think it's the high school. Yeah, it was a memorial for the football player that got killed by gun violence. So I did a memorial piece, and it's like 60 feet by 12 feet high. It's huge. So if you're ever in Baltimore, y'all want to check it out. Check it out. Reginald F. Lewis. It's dope.
We'll definitely love to check that out. So how did you get into doing cleats? Because you're doing cleats now, right? For the Ravens?
Yeah. Yep. It's crazy because Eugene Monroe, he was the first player that I ever did cleats for because it was around that time, I guess. I did one for breast cancer awareness. And I did it was a black shoe, you know, I did pink. It was like last minute. And I definitely came a long way, but he gave me my first shot as well, too. So it's cool. I still have a screenshot. It's on my IG. My whole life is on my IG. I have a crazy story. So you just scroll that. You'll see how far I came. And
what's your IG? Plug your IG right quick before you keep going.
It's Bomster Foo. So BOMSTER_Foo FOO. And Bomster Jabs is actually my last name. It's crazy. My whole story. Like everybody thinks it's a nickname, or I came up with it. It's like, when do I have time to make up Bomster Jabs? Like, what? No, it's actually I was adopted when I was like 3 months from Korea, and I grew up in Baltimore. My parents' names Bomster, Mark Bomster, and Cynthia Jabs, and they hyphenated our names, so Bomster Jabs. So that's how I came.
Man, you got so much shit I want to ask you right now. I feel like I'm taking a freaking conversation.
Go ahead.
No, I mean,
I've known him forever, bro. Go ahead and talk to him.
Like he just said something that was very, very, very prominent. Like he said he was adopted. You know, so it's like that's a whole nother conversation and a whole nother story on its own. You know, to kind of come from that, and that's, you know, to me that's very humble, you know, background, humble starts, and then you trying to, you know, you figuring this thing out. Like, when did you start drawing? You know, like who did your adoptive parents, did they really embrace your art, and did they kind of push you in that direction and keep putting you in art school and stuff like that?
So I'll tell you all that. It's I'll tell my story too, because it's a full circle moment. This whole thing that's happening right now is full circle, and I love for full circle moments. I grew up. I remember just growing up in Baltimore. It's like basically I have white parents. I grew up in a black community, so all my friends were black. Of course, my parents' friends were white, so I have a very mixed race of friends and stuff like that. But I grew up on, you know, Bone Thugs and Harmony and Wu-Tang, you know what I'm saying? So we grew up just chilling on the corner, going to the corner store, playing football in the graveyard. It's like wild stuff, you know. And
you got that kind of vibe to you. You got a Bone Thugs vibe and a Wu-Tang vibe to you for sure.
Yep. Little cassette tapes. I remember those days. And I just was that kid at, you know, in kindergarten that was always at the drawing table. Like you had all these other kids playing with like blocks and stuff, and I was there at the drawing table drawing animals and Power Rangers for beating up Barney type stuff, you know.
Right.
And, I kept on doing it. There was this one dude, my friend Paul. He was better than me at drawing, so that's why I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to be better than you. And I just kept at it. At one point he stopped, but I kept on going. And I drew all the way up until high school. I went to Carver Center for Arts and Technology. So we moved to the county so I could go there. And then after that, I graduated and went to VCU, Virginia Commonwealth University in Richmond. And that's where I did communication arts. That's when I learned more about like painting and stuff like that. And actually painting was in high school. So I already got like a leg up, you know what I'm saying, on the competition to get into college. Because by the time I finished high school, I already had a whole portfolio of everything, you know, figure drawing, graphic design, learn Photoshop, Illustrator, the stuff I still learn today or do today. And then I just kept with it, you know, and like I said, after I went to college, I went back to my homeland, back to Korea, because I didn't get the job in DC that I wanted for EPA, and the same day I got rejected was the same day I actually got accepted into the program. I had to tell my parents I'm leaving in Korea in 1 week. I had to get my whole passport and everything done, and for a whole year. So I just trusted God, you know. I was like, God, he's gonna pave the way, but he's not gonna make you walk it, you know. I'm gonna have to walk it, and I put my faith in God. And that's a whole nother other story. I have stories with like I actually experienced miracles and stuff like that as well. So that's why I actually trusted in God. Before that, I grew up, my parents, you know, made us go to church. I wasn't with that here and there, you know. It was like a pretty much Catholic, like Christian church was like very you know how they be singing, very boring, putting me to sleep, you know. But
oh yeah, I know very well.
But I go to my friends' black churches and they be like partying up that be like, hey, I'm like, hey, I like that, man. Can we go to that church?
Right.
Yeah.
Shit lit. Shit
Yeah,
lit.
my church like, holy. I'm like,
Exactly.
my daddy, wait up.
Yeah, that's
The best part of going to church was actually communion because I could drink some wine. And I was like, oh, this is some good wine.
Was it real wine? They only gave us grape juice.
Yeah, it was real wine. It was real wine. It was that sweet
Really?
wine too. Yeah.
Oh
So that's how
goodness.
I kind of got into wine. I was like, I'll go to a restaurant now. I was like, you know, wines are bitter, but I was like, what about that church wine? That wine is good. Like, because it was sweet. It was like, oh, it was something about that wine.
Hold on, you sure it wasn't grape juice? Because they only give us grape juice.
No. It was wine.
It would say drink the wine, but it would be grape juice.
No, it was wine.
Things a little bit different up here in Baltimore.
I know what Welch's tastes like. I know what
Welch's
tastes. Ain't no Welch's. But yeah, fast forward that, it's like, yeah, I went back to Korea and I taught English for 2.5 years because someone in college was like, hey, you ever thought of, you're adopted from Korea? And he was the kid I was talking to was adopted. Like, you ever thought about going back to Korea? There's a program where the government pays you to basically teach English. And you don't have to speak Korean because you have a co-teacher with you that translates. I'm like, cool. It's basically, you basically get paid. You get free room, free board. You only have to pay for utilities. And you're basically good. Like, the government basically pays you to, like, educate the youth with English, like kindergarten all the way up to adults that I did. And then I can come back to you, like you guys, and tell you, hey, this is a dope program. It's Teach and Learn Korea Talk program. And this is what they do. It basically spread awareness, what we can do. And over in Korea, they're very big onto English. And it's crazy. Like they're like, how many hours do you think you studied in high school a day?
Did I actually study like outside of school?
Yeah. Or with school too.
With school, so probably 6 hours maybe. Tops. I mean, you be in class and they got lecture, not necessarily studying, but you're taking. I'm a huge note taker, so I used to write notes through every single class all day. So and then I would go home and then try to get the work done as fast as can. I go to football practice or baseball or basketball practice. Then I'm trying to get my work done like the last hour of the night. Trying to get everything knocked out. So I would say probably 6 or 7 total. Studies, maybe 2. But, writing stuff down, actually writing stuff down and taking notes, probably 6-7 hours.
Okay. So over there, they go to school around like 8ish, and then they get out of school around 2:33. And then after that, you can do extracurricular activities. You can do, like, if you play piano or you do dance or something like that, you can do that. But there's after school, and that's what I was teaching. I was teaching an after school program. So that goes for like basically 2-3 hours. And I'm there teaching them more English, And then after that, I thought that was it, right? They go home, and then I found out, like, this one time we were out by the bars. It was like 11, 12 o'clock at night, and I'm seeing all these kids on the bus stop still. I'm like, talking to my coach, he's like, yo, like, Young, why are these kids at the bus stop? And shouldn't they be home? He's like, oh, they just came from after Hagwon or night school. I'm like, night school? And I'm like, parents actually pay these kids to go, or not pay these kids, pay them to go to a night school, which is basically from 6 to 11 to 12 o'clock at night. So basically they're studying like 14 hours a day. It's crazy.
Wow.
That's why Korea is also number 1 in the world for suicide rate as well too, because just the stress of them to make it, it's
100%,
wild.
Yeah. I mean, that could definitely overwhelming after a while, and it's putting so much emphasis on. My 15-year-old is freaking off the charts as far as smarts, and sometimes I worry because he's in all these AP classes, and he's taking all his classes with juniors and seniors, and he's a freshman. And it's weird because he's, the social climate isn't the best social climate. Older guys will pick on younger guys. He's a smart kid. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, the bully.
So all that stuff is social. Yeah, that stuff could be a problem. Really, because he's like, he's not 6'2", 6'3" like me. He's like 5'7", maybe 5'6", 5'7", somewhere around there right now at 15. So it's kind of scary, man. So I could definitely understand that, over in Korea, they definitely going through a lot with these kids, putting in so much work. There's a lot of stress and a lot of pressure on those kids. It kind of force them to, if they do bad in they'll probably force them to do bad, to
Oh yeah,
themselves as well.
and it's also because how they teach them. And like over, here it's like, oh, like your brain needs a rest, right? Over there, a lot of Asian families or a lot of people over in the Far East, they don't think that your mind works. That it's like, oh no, you're not studying hard enough. You like, you gotta. They don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you gotta study more. But no, actually, your mind can only actually like take in like what 7 hours and then it shuts down. Like they don't believe that over there, so they keep on hammering in. And it's also because Korea, they still get paid minimum wage. There's no tipping over there. It's like the only way to make it is actually if you basically work for Samsung or LG, because those are the big companies over there. I thought they just made TVs and stuff. They make automobiles. They make everything over there, everything. There's buildings, and so it's like you want to learn this English so you can actually graduate and get a job there, because that's the only way your family can kind of make it out. Because it's very middle class.
That's their NFL.
It is. They have Ivy League schools. Like they praise Harvard. They praise all these Princeton. They wear those fake bootleg shirts and stuff. But it's like they have this one. I think it's called Sky, and that's they're basically Harvard over there. They're Yale.
Yeah.
So you have to study 3 years and then take this test, right? And it's crazy. What do you do if you had a big test, right? What will your parents do during that day? Like, how would they do? They take you to school, right? And they might give you a hug or something and say, "Hey, good luck," right? Kill that test.
Yeah.
Right? Over there, that test, they line up outside the doors. It's like a door, and you walking in like it's stuff like the NFL, like a game or something. And
the parents are?
Yeah,
the parents are. Oh wow!
Into the door, going into that building, bro, and like the pressure is so high. That's
why they kind of treat it like an SAT or ACT. Or
more than that,
like
it's like a Super Bowl. It's like they're chanting, like, "You could go, fighting, go!" And you're walking down. It's like, oh my god, it's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah. So no wonder the pressure is so high. So if they do fail, that's why they feel so bad, the guilt of failing their families, that it does. I mean, sadly, it might result in like suicide type stuff, but it's but over there, I had a great experience. I taught like kids from kindergarten all the way to adults, like I said. And actually, I understood why teachers are teachers, because I always thought, from Baltimore, it's like, I wouldn't want to be a teacher in Baltimore. Like these bad kids over here, I don't get paid nothing. Until one day, actually, I was teaching this summer camp, and it was basically a superhero summer camp, because I was basically the teacher that I never had. So I was like, I'm gonna be a cool teacher. I was wearing my sneakers. I was relating to the kids, because that's what you gotta do as a teacher. Like kids can't relate to these old people. You know what I'm saying? That they can't connect with. They don't even know about the hood or nothing like that. Especially in Baltimore. But in Korea, I was like, all right, they love superheroes. They love Batman, Superman, Spider-Man. I love that too. So I was like, let's make masks, right? So I got them to draw masks. And then I was like, Spider-Man can jump. Spider-Man can swing. And so I'm teaching them, like all this English and that they can use, but it's a fun way. So I made this game, like, I'm very last minute. So I'm like going in like, what should I teach? Like, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm gonna teach superhero. Oh, I thought of this game, Mother May I, right? Remember you say, Mother May I take 2 steps or whatever, and then you gotta take steps before the teacher like turns around and gets you, and you gotta freeze. So basically, I made up a thing called Hulk Smash, where basically I was Hulk, and all the other kids were like superheroes, so like Spider-Man. And I'm like, you choose your character, who you want to be, Batman, whoever you want to do, but then you gotta do your action, right? So when I say, crawl, like all the people that can crawl, and I turn around, they stop. And then once they get and reach me, they touch my shoulder, I turn around, I'm like, Hulk Smash, and I chase them all around the room. And they loved it. Like they were having a fun time. And there's this one kid that never spoke. I thought he was mute. He didn't say nothing. He was so shy, nothing. Until that one day, like after class, he was the last kid to leave, and he came to me, and I didn't know how knew any English or nothing like that. He was like, he looked at me and was like, teacher, I am having fun today. I'm like, what? And he gave me a big hug. He said a whole sentence. I was like, what? I didn't know he was speaking. And that's when I was like, this is why teachers are teachers. Like, it's not the money. It's about this thing right here. You have every day you have a chance to, you know, change a kid's life in an aspect.
Did you cry? Did you cry, Bomb? Did you cry?
It was tearjerker. It was wailing up. It was wailing up right now. It was wailing up. But that was a good one. I was like, damn.
Yeah. Damn, this little kid trying to break me down and shit. I'm Bone Thugs and Harmony, baby.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Me, you at the crossroads, shorty.
Okay.
But
that's dope.
nah, man.
Dope
yeah. And again, like I said, I was adopted. So I remember when my 2-year contract was up, or basically I extended it. After 2 years, I had like what? No, actually, my first year, I only had 4 months left on my contract, and I was like, maybe I should look for my biological family, because I never thought about that. And it goes back to my support of my adopted parents. They always supported me throughout with art, put me in Baltimore School of Arts, any after school program with art. They supported me whatever I did. Like my mom, I joke with her too, because she's a white woman, but she does acupuncture. So I used to always joke on her, like, you more Asian than I am. Like, you doing acupuncture, okay. You got these Buddhas up, you know, like, what? You're more Asian than, like, my dad's like the editor. So, like, yeah, I grew up in a very diverse household. And so they always supported me, though. I remember when right before I went to Korea, they were like, hey, if you ever wanted to search for a biological family, we support you. And they took me to my agency, and it was like, here's the paperwork. So if you ever want to, fill out this paperwork and email this woman, and you can do a search. And that's exactly what I did. I was Friday night. It was boring because I was done partying out there, because they party crazy over there. I was like, all right, let me get a rest. All right, let me fill this out. Might as well send it in. So I filled it out, sent it in. Not even a week later, I found like my whole family. My mom and my dad was still together. So I have a brother and sister. Then I had like eight aunts and 10 uncles, 2 grandmas, 1 grandpa. And
so are they last name Bomster or Jab?
Who?
The Korean family.
No, they're like some Asian name.
Oh, it's not neither one of those names?
No.
So where do you get the 2 last names from?
I told you from my adopted parents. My adopted parents are
so they had 2 last names?
The biological. I came to America as Lee Byung Ho or whatever, right? Lee Byung Ho. And then my parents gave me Brian. Like some white ass name. Right. That's why I go by Bomster. They're like, everybody knows me as Bomster. Like I hate it when people like, here's Brian. I'm looking around. Some people don't even know who Brian is. So like, oh, you mean Bomster? Don't ever call him Brian again. Like,
I know, right? That's dope. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy, because you know in football we go by our last names all the time in football too. Like everybody call me Wilcox.
There you go, your last name. Yeah. Same thing with college.
I call you Daniel.
Daniel. See, look. Don't you just hate that Daniel? Like, damn. That's when people say
that's the white in that. That's the white in that.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
Oh man, that's dope, bro.
I basically reunited with them, and it was crazy. And we still talk. I actually visited them like I think a year and a half ago with my wife. I introduced her to my family over there. And I also have my brother and my sister. They both have kids now, so I'm my uncle now too. So that's pretty dope. And they're actually going to try to come visit us next year. So hopefully to host them at our house. So yeah, exciting.
I'm excited for you, bro. So I think one of the things, going back to kind of like the football thing, and we was talking about the cleats earlier, I'm circling back to that. Story is absolutely amazing, you know. But just circling back to the cleats, and I think that's one of the things that kind of pissed me off, honestly. You know, when I think about my time playing in the NFL, we couldn't do anything creative at all. We had Reebok the entire time I was in the league. As soon as I retired, they switched fucking Nike, and they started doing all these cool ass uniforms. Now you can celebrate with your teammate, you can dance with your teammates, you can wear fucking colorful cleats and cleats with artist stuff all over them. I used to be the kid that used to do like the jean jackets and the pants and write all over them and sell them and stuff in high school. And paint them and all that stuff with the Bart Simpson characters and the Mickey Mouse characters and stuff.
Iceberg type vibes.
Yeah, I used to do all that when in high school and sell that stuff. And people used to bring me, hey, here's my jacket. Can you draw in it for me? and I would paint on it back to them, and make a little money that way, man. So
yeah.
So to see everybody wearing the cleats and stuff with all the the detail on it and man, bro, you would have did every freaking cleat I wore all year long. Every game would have been a custom cleat. I promise you, I would have brought you on my team. I'd have kept you on my team the whole time I was there, all 5 years. We'd have had the dopest cleats in all the NFL.
Yeah, we would have killed it. They would have been like, "Yo, who is this?" I probably yeah. But yeah,
bro, it's sick. It's sick, man. I'm super happy for you that you got that opportunity. And and to me, that's what it is. Like each one teach one. Each one, kind of tear the other guy. And I've definitely had some things like I don't know if ever heard of No Limit of Baltimore.
Oh yeah.
The owner name is Dave. He's a really, really, really good friend of mine. I was the first player card that he's ever done.
Oh wow.
And now he's done almost every single Raven, for the last 20 years, since I retired and stuff. Did Ray Lewis's cards, Ed stuff, Chris McAllister, everybody.
He said you
everybody
take card too. Yep.
I was the plug. I was the first, just like Monroe was the first one for you. I was his plug, so I've always been crazy about customization and cars and detail and just being an artist, man. Just just trying to be the best version of me that I can be. So it's dope, bro, to hear your story and to kind of see that you're getting the opportunity that you're getting. I can remember the first time I got wired up as a player, and I was like, bitch, I'm here. I officially made it.
We made it.
With your own.
We made it.
You passed away, right?
Who?
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but
Dave passed away last week.
Yeah, he did.
Last week?
Yeah.
On the 20th.
Yeah. Because Ray, yeah, he had cancer. Yeah.
He had cancer.
Really?
Yeah. Ray Rice posted it. I didn't want to say nothing. I was gonna wait until Al off air or whatever. But yeah.
I thought he knew. I'm my bad. I apologize for that, but
no, I had no idea, bro. Like I didn't know that at all. Yep. Damn, that fucked me up right there. I wasn't ready to hit.
Yeah, they made a really nice post for him on Instagram, talking about his vision and everybody that he helped, and he he was a pillar for the community in the car community. So yeah, it was actually 6 days ago. It was last Thursday.
Shit, bro, that's tough.
Yeah, it is. It's tough also because I always used to drive past them. I was like, I want to definitely my first whip that is nice. I want to get it done by No Limit. I think that's a lot of people's dreams in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Because they see it. All the players and all the rappers. No Limit. Like, of course, like everybody knows that. And he's a big staple in Baltimore. And
he is the staple for me.
Highly of him. Yeah.
Damn, I hate to hear that, bro. Like, seriously?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, yeah. Ray Rice, he posted it on
Ray Rice posted it on Facebook and Instagram, I think. Yeah.
I don't know if you can. I don't know if my boy knows either. So I was gonna hit him up, but yeah.
But I wanted to ask you, Brian, just to let everybody that's watching or listening, know. I know Daniel asked you about the cleats and all that. What was it like commissioning the painting for Kyle Hamilton?
Well, actually, that was one of my gifts to him. It was like giving him his flowers, and one of those because he's one of my favorite players right now. He's the best safety in the league, man. Probably best DB in the league right now. He's just killing it. Like his IQ, and it's also he's half Korean as well, and he reps that on the helmet. So I told him I really appreciate that. He puts that he doesn't hide it. Not a lot of like Asian players like make it in the NFL. So when we do see somebody that actually represents the heritage and the culture and actually killing it at a top level, like there's not really like a guy like that right now. Well, of course, there's a couple of them that like back in the day too, but you don't really hear about them. But no, it's pretty dope. He's killing it. So I was like, I did my research. I put all these little things together on him, and he really appreciated it. Like I waited till I was the last one in line, and then I came up, showed him it, and he was like, "Wow!" And then he started looking at, "Oh yeah, this and that." And I put put All Pro. I basically took the Atlanta A because he grew up in Atlanta, All Pro, and I put the O as like the South Korean flag. So I like all
Will Cox likes to remind me every week that he's from Atlanta.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean,
I've
it is
never
what it
been.
is, you know. Swag is swag. You know what I mean? Like, come on down. We got a perfect spot for you, boy. You'll fit right in, bro.
Oh yeah, let's
Yeah.
go. Cause I heard about the
Yeah.
5 points all my life, so I was like,
Yeah. Come on down. I'll take you to the big 5 points and the little 5 points. It's 2 of them.
Hey, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm with it.
Yeah.
For sure.
But it was cool though, man, seeing that you do all these paintings for everybody. So let everybody know that, you know, what was the process for the Ravens inviting you to the facility? How did all that, because you said you put it out on social media that it came together very fast and that you had 10 hours of sleep in that week leading
in
up
96
to
hours, 10 hours of sleep basically. It's
right.
crazy. It was I got hit up. They wanted me to do 5 employees sneakers, Air Force Ones, because they were like the best employees that basically volunteered that year. It's supposed to be more, but it was like, oh, I'm just do 5. Thank God they only did 5 because I would have been able to do the players. Because at first they were like, also we want you to do, you know, Charlie Kohlers. I'm like, oh no, all right, cool. And then I did that, and then a couple days go by, and then it was like, hey, what about Jake Hummel? I'm like, all right, cool, bring it. Did some more. I'm like, all right, I'm only finishing like a couple at a time, and then all of a sudden it was like when it was like 6 days left of everything due. They was like, oh, Malachi wants to pair. And at first I was like, oh, do I have time? Do I have time? But I was like, no, something told me, God told me, like, take this. This is the one. I'm like, every good things come in threes. And I was like, this is it. Yeah, I took it without even knowing what it was. And then come to find out, his cause was ESP, extra special people. His nephew has autism, and he wanted me to do a painting of him and his son, or him and his nephew together, like a photograph, and it's pretty detailed. I'm like, oh wow, like he wants me to do this on the small little cleat. Like I'm like, this is going to be a challenge. So I'm gonna need at least 3-4 days out of the 6 days to do it. That means I have 2 days to basically do everything else. But I'm like doing 8 customs in like 2 weeks. It was wild. So I basically slept for like 10 hours out of 96 hours. It is wild. I only basically the most I slept was like probably 3 hours a day. Yeah. And I got it done. It was photo finish type stuff. And yeah, I made it just in time so I could deliver to the employees. And then we oh yeah, and also they were like, hey, you want to be on Ravens Wired? And they want to come through because I'm a local artist. And it's like usually they have to outsource the cleats to like I guess other people. But now I'm that guy now. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty dope. So and also I'm working on 2 more players as well too. One's gonna be wearing it on Thanksgiving Day tomorrow. So and I would say yeah,
do we gotta wait to find out?
DeAndre Jackson, I'll give you him because the other guy, he's not gonna be wearing them, but he's that guy too. So I mean, but no, Keandre Jackson, dope shoes, and his was for bipolar and schizophrenia, and this is probably one of my favorites as well. It could be a Malachi's or his because he let me basically tap into my illustration part of my mind, and I'm not really a graphic designer. I do that, but it's more boring to me. I like to illustrate and cause emotion in people and bring up either joy or any type of emotion when you look at my art. And with mental health is really big in our community too. So I tapped into that. And once y'all see that, it's crazy. The details are so crazy in that. It's wild. But yeah, Keandre Jackson, man, he loved it. I just got the video of him reacting to it, and he dug it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait to watch The Wired, man. I'm gonna watch it as soon as we get off this podcast tonight. I'm gonna take a look at it, bro. But congratulations on that, man. Like art is such a hard field. You know, it's like it's such a weird thing, right? Like it's most of the time you don't get really noticed or get appreciated after you dead and gone. You know, so here you are being a living legend, man, and doing some really dope shit.
Oh, man, I appreciate it. Thank you, bro.
I love it, bro. I'm telling you, I love it for you. I'm super happy for you, and I hope it continues to go up, and it just only goes up from here, and it never comes down. And you know, so I'm definitely gonna pray for that for you, man. And you know, it's our pleasure to be in your presence, bro.
Thank you. You know, it's dope just being even on a Ravens podcast, talking to a former Raven player, you know, that we used to always watch you here, you know what I'm saying, balling up, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. And also reconnecting with my good old, you know, middle school friend that I haven't seen in 20-ish years. And we all grew together. I followed your journey and he followed mine. And it just felt like at the right time. I'm big on timing, you know. It's like one thing I knew as an artist is you can't compare yourself to anybody's story or journey because you have your own journey, right? Everybody has their own time. And it's always on God's time. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't do that because if you start comparing yourself to other people, then you're gonna get distracted. You're gonna be like, "Why I'm not?" It's too much negative thoughts. I'm all about positivity. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like to give back. That's why the My Cause My Cleats is dope for me to do this because you know it's a full circle thing because it goes back to my whole life story because I was adopted. You're probably wondering why I was given up for adoption. So, have you heard of Operation Smile?
I haven't.
Have you?
Educate us.
No, I have not.
So you might have seen it on TV or you might have seen it on a billboard or something without knowing what it was. It's basically kids are born with a birth defect called cleft lip and palate. You might know some people that have it.
I do.
But
I got a buddy.
That's when your lip is connected to through your nose, and also sometimes it's connected through the mouth of the palate of your mouth. I was born with
most
both.
People have multiple surgeries.
Yep, and it takes a long time. So it actually, Operation Smile is actually they were founded basically by doing. They volunteer and get surgeries done. It started in the Philippines, you know, and a lot of these kids are in third world countries. They are born with this birth defect and the parents don't know what to do, and they don't have the technology, they don't have the education to actually help this. And this birth defect actually, it makes you struggle to speak, it makes you struggle to breathe and to eat and stuff like that. So that's why it's the first surgery is the most crucial one to get because after that it's all about reconstruction after that. But the first surgery is the biggest one, and that's what they do. And that was the surgery I needed, and thank God I grew up in Baltimore because Johns Hopkins, you know, they're the best that does medical stuff like all around the world. You know what I'm saying? So I was blessed. The doctors could do 6 surgeries in one, basically. So all the other people around the world, they could only do 1 surgery at a time, one at a surgery. And Hopkins, they could knock 6 of them out at a time. But then, of course, throughout the middle school and stuff in high school, I would get some surgeries, depending on how severe it was, you know. But that was, and I always like, you know, Operation Smile, that's dope. And I didn't really know my purpose as an artist. And I think that's what a lot of people struggle with, not just artists or just anybody, you know. What am I going to do with my life? Like, how do I want to be remembered, you know? Like, and they're trying to, like, money comes and goes, you know, even if you become a millionaire, billionaire, whatever, if you don't have a purpose, it doesn't feel like anything. You don't feel like you're living. So I remember when I was over in Korea, I was like, I went shopping and I was at H&M and I bought this shirt and I picked it up and it was like, the design was whack. It was like some bootleg Ed Hardy design, you know, old tattoos design. I was like, I ain't gonna buy that. And then I looked on the tag and it said part of the proceeds will go to cancer, you know, research. And I was like, oh, okay. And I bought that off of that. And then I went shopping again that day and I bought some Toms. If you know, you buy a pair of Toms, a kid somewhere else will get a pair of shoes. And I bought that too. And then I was back on the train going back home, and I was like looking in the bag. You know how you checking your bag, like, oh, let me see what I got. And I held these 2 items, and I was like, the reason why I bought these 2 was not because of the design, but because I was trying to give back, you know. And then that's when it hit me, and I knew I had an epiphany because I started like crying on the train, and I haven't cried in years. I just started crying. I was like, this is what I'm here for. It's like, my purpose, I can do this. Like, I can create dope designs, whether it's on cleats, whether it's on murals or walls or anything, and then I can donate part of the proceeds to Operation Smile, and we can get surgeries that I needed as a kid, you know. And so that was my purpose. That's when I found out like what my purpose was, and I carried that all the way back from Korea to Baltimore, and that's when with Eugene Monroe. So that was the first big check I ever got, you know. And I was like, you know, I was sitting in the car looking at it. I was like, I remember my purpose. And I was like, you know what? I want to donate part of the proceeds to it. So we raised about $3,000, $4,000, and I basically donated that to Operation Smile, and we're able to get 12 kids surgeries that year. And I basically told my story like how I told you to Operation Smile on the phone, and they invited me down to Operation Smile in Virginia Beach, and I told my story just like I'm telling y'all in front of the whole company. So I'm now like I'm a spokesperson for them. And so that's what I want to do. So that's why it's a full circle moment. We're working with the Ravens and MyCauseMyCleats, because I'm taking the proceeds that I did from the cleats and stuff, and we're creating like 2-3 smiles out of that. So yeah, that's my purpose. My purpose is to how do you want to be remembered as? I want to be remembered as not just another rich, wealthy artist. I want to be somebody that keeps on giving back, even when I'm long gone. I want to have something that keeps on giving when I'm gone. Keep on making. My goal is to make 1 million smiles. But keep on doing that.
That's dope, Bomb. That's really dope, man. I love to hear that. So have you already? So you've partnered with the Ravens to do the My Smile My Cleats thing already, or are you doing anything else? Like, because they have a nonprofit foundation. Yeah, My Cause My Cleats. So they have a nonprofit themselves. The Ravens organization. Are you partnering with them and other things outside of that?
I would love to. I'm down to work with anything. I think one of my big goals right now also is I want to actually do something where I could go on to like a trip with Operation Smile, right? I can go on a while they do the surgeries or something and help them. But what I will do is, or what we will do as a community is, we will raise money. I will do a mural in these third world countries on their schools or in their neighborhoods to basically make their where they live more positive, more brightful for these kids. And then we can raise money while I'm doing it, and we can get kids more surgeries. So that's like one of my ultimate goals to do. Whether I do murals in Atlanta, where in Baltimore, I'm trying to do everything. I'm trying to, we make projects and donate and make smiles. That's what I'm trying to do.
I love it. I love it. What you
got,
Matt?
That's
you got
awesome,
something?
Man. I've been following Brian Bomster's story. I'm so used to calling him.
No, you good.
Isn't it first?
That's how we met.
I've been following Brian. We met in 2001, and we formulated a friendship. Wilcox, I don't know how it was in school when you were growing up, but me and Brian were in Baltimore City Public School for middle school, and the class sizes were anywhere from 38 to 45 kids per class. So it was real easy to get lost in these kind of classes.
Right.
But Brian and I connected through playing lacrosse together. I followed him through high school, through like the MySpace days and the early Facebook days. And we've always stayed in touch, and we support each other's, projects and ventures. He's pretty much been following me since I started podcasting. And then he thought it was really cool when we got together. And, I asked him last year, he was like, time is tough. He's got a lot going on. So it was really cool to get him here so you could hear his story, because if there's one thing I know about Wilcox Brian is that he's all for a good, engaging story about life, because we talk football all day long.
Right.
We watch the game, we text each other all game long, and this is a football show, but at the same time, your story is much greater than just talking about the Ravens. So, I'm enjoying the fact that you and Daniel are connecting in the way that I wanted you guys to connect, because I gave him a little bit of a preamble about who you were to me, how we knew each other, and how long we've known each other. But it's just so cool to see that you're finally getting your recognition. Our school has so many talented people, and you're one of them. And the grind was long, the grind was heavy, and you went through ups and downs. You went back to your home country. You've done great things with that, and you've been overall a success story for the people from our class, because we got people in every industry you can think of: sports, music, Hollywood, radio, design. And it's like, it's so crazy how talented so many people are from our class of 2003, and it's incredible, and I get to share that with Daniel. But part of the show that we like to do, though, Brian, is we like to, ask our guests about their thoughts on the Ravens season so far. And I know you watch every game. You go to a lot of the games.
Oh, I forgot we were supposed to be talking about the Ravens. My bad.
No, you're cool. You're cool, man. Hey,
my bad, Bomb.
No, you good, man. We here.
As a diehard super fan like you are.
Yeah.
What has your thought process been for the team this season?
So of course, like anybody, we started like 1-5 or something. Like we started bad, down and bad and unhealthy. And I tell everybody every time, every season, we just gotta stay healthy, man. And that's so hard for our teams because they're out there. It's basically a gladiator sport. It's crazy. Like I remember Eugene used to tell me, bro, he was like, you don't understand. Like I didn't really look at I guess like football in his eyes because I wasn't doing that. I was never following the left guard, left tackle, or whatever. I was always looking where the ball was going, but he was telling me like it's a dogfight out there. That's why I was like with CTE coming out and all this other stuff. That's why the rules changed. It's a war out there. It's basically they're clashing the heads every time. It's like a car crash every play. And you hear like if you put a mic on that's why they probably don't put a mic on the line of scrimmage because it's too violent. It's like it's like you know what I'm saying? It's crazy down there. It's a war.
What noises they make, Bomster?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
What noises they make, Bomster?
Yeah, that's why they don't put mics down there.
Right.
That's why that line up.
No, right.
But yeah, it's crazy down there. It's gladiator sport. I'm big into like sports like violent sports type stuff and hockey and all that stuff. Ed Reed back then. And it's like now it's just too soft, but I guess it's good for the health, But yeah, we just start off really bad, but it's all about we gotta stay healthy, stay focused. We gotta run the ball when we should run the ball. Play calling hasn't been that great and definitely not great in the beginning of the season, but it gotten a little bit better. Now we got basically all of our players back. Hopefully Kyle is gotten better from last game as well too. But I'm very superstitious when it comes to different teams when we play the first time. I'm like superstitious where it's usually when we win the first game, we usually win the second game or the game that really matters the most. So I was like, I look on the bright side thing. I'm like, all right, we lost to, the Chiefs or something like that. But it's like, I think we could, or the Bills or something, and we can definitely beat them next time. I'm very superstitious about that. So just like showing up in the third and fourth quarters, it doesn't matter in the first half really. It matters in how you close it out, and that's how we got to close out the season and then go into the postseason as well too. So we're on a roll, baby. We just gotta keep going, keep the momentum going. We gotta keep doing what we're doing, and thank God, like the Steelers, we just came out of nowhere to that top spot. You know what I'm saying? So they're playing some hard competition. We're playing, our road is not as tough as it begun. So I'm thankful for that. But no, we have a really good chance of keeping going and right into the playoffs. So yeah.
You were speaking Wilcox's language with the coaching and the running the ball. He's been preaching that all year.
I know. We give it to Keaton Mitchell, man. You see what he do every time he touches the ball up the sideline.
Now you speaking Matt's language.
Oh yeah, that too. But yeah, like keep on running the ball, keep running the ball. But yeah, when you see Mitchell, man, you see what he does. Yeah, we got the speed. He has the speed.
Yeah. He's explosive. Yeah. I agree with you 100%. Like we battle back and forth with the Ravens, every single day because we're huge. Like we're both like I'm a former player, but I'm also I've kind of developed like thing that started to kind of brew inside of me. And as I watch these guys, I get freaking frustrated as hell. Like, bro, what are we doing?
Play calling. Come on, John. What's that? Come on, John. Where are we going? Third down, and
a lot of it is Harbaugh's fault because he allows his coaches to coach. I don't think he interferes. I don't think he's like I remember Billy like run the fucking ball, like cursing the coaches out on the headset.
Yeah,
I've never seen John do that. I've never seen John do that. So Billy was a former player that actually was coaching, and he was an offensive guy. So when he got there, he was an offensive coach. He was an offensive coordinator before he got the head job. So he was all offensive side all the time. He would fire the OC and then take over play calling. Harbaugh would never do that because he was a special teams guy before he was a head coach. Right. So his interest is more in the special teams department. That's why our special teams will always be so freaking good. You know, so when I watch us play and our defense struggles, he's not offensive side telling them to run the damn ball to keep the defense off the field. He's not that coach to do that, I don't think.
Doing it. Yeah. But
so
Billy used to always always paying the bill, and he just his glasses going up and down.
Everybody everybody.
Hey,
damn ball.
That's rough. That's crazy shit, man. It's crazy how polar opposite both of those guys are. Billick seemed like Wilcox played for Billick for 4 years, and going from Billick to Harbaugh, he had Harbaugh in his rookie year as a coach. It was Wilcox's last year playing, and it was Harbaugh's first year as a head coach, and it was like the clamps, with the control issues and the overuse of the players during training camp and during the season. Those stories are endless, man. Especially a lot of the former players we had that played with Wilcox and for both of those guys, it's a drastic difference. And now, 18 years later, it's like Wilcox is still seeing the same shit as a fan now.
Exactly. Now, the frustration
that he was experiencing as a player.
It's wild what we do sometimes.
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating to watch, knowing how good we really are and knowing how talented we really are. And I watched 3 Super Bowl seasons pass us by. And to me, the ultimate praise as a head coach is winning those Super Bowls. So I feel like in my heart of hearts, Harbaugh wants those wins. He don't want to lose and not go to the Super Bowl, but you got to bring the right coaches in and put the right guys in place with the right chemistry. Just like you was talking about earlier, like being a teacher, that's all coaching is being a good teacher. And you got to come up with creative ways to teach. But if you can't relate to those kids, if you weren't able to relate to those kids, you wouldn't be able to come up with the superhero stuff and the Hulk smash game and all that stuff. So you got to have that in the NFL. You have to be able to relate to these players. And when you can't relate to these guys, the shit that's going on in Cleveland, that's what happens. With the Kevin Stefanski and shit, that's a guy that cannot relate to a guy like Shador, feeling like he's a privileged kid, too cocky, and he's a superstar before he even came there. He didn't need Cleveland to make him a star. He was already a freaking star, and he hated it. The guy, the head hates it.
He did.
Yeah, and that's why the kid can't
had to come down to that dude getting hurt to get a chance. That's how it usually happens. But
it was more than, trust me, Bomster, it was more than that, I guarantee you. But that helped. That definitely helped.
All that. It
was the AD. It was the AD on the team. Like, bro, something got to give. Going back and forth with the owner, going back and forth with the head coach. I think it was a little bit more than that. It was the the general manager, not the AD, but the general manager.
Gotta make it like an example, basically, type shit.
Something got to happen. Something got to change. Like, we can't keep doing this shit. Like,
we can't.
We got another quarterback that could actually play. Let's see what he can do. So
y'all messing their chances every game. So it's like, it's their pride. It's a lot of people's pride, man, especially men's pride. Egos too. We can't put it aside, but sometimes you have to for the team. It's a team sport, right?
100%. And it's not just a team sport in the NFL if you're the head coach. And you can't coach. This is one thing that I've always said when I started coaching. If I'm the head coach, I'm going to shit my way. I don't give a damn who you are. I'm going to do it my way. Because if you're going to fire me, you're going to fire me with me doing it my way. I don't want to be doing it your way when you fire me. Because now we look back and be like, man, I regret doing it his way. I should have did the shit. I got fired anyway. You understand what I'm saying? So I could understand Stefanski trying to hold his ground and stick to his guns. I can understand Harbaugh being the type of coach that he is, and every coach in the league. I can relate to it because I've been on that side of the fence of it too. So I understand, like, doing it your way is the most important thing. But you have to be able to sit back and look at yourself and evaluate yourself as well and say, am I doing a great job at what I'm supposed to be doing right now?
Yeah.
It's crazy that we're talking about Shador because I saw Antonio Pierce did an interview the other day. He used to be the Raiders head coach after they fired Gruden. And he said that if he was still, in Vegas, that Shador would have been picked.
I said
he would have been picked in the first round of that draft because I thought Shador was honestly, I thought he was going to be a Raider or a Steeler. And
yeah, you remember
Yeah.
Coach
based on
he was my number one.
Pick him up. Yeah.
He was the first pick overall in the draft for me.
and we talked about that a
I
lot
thought
at
he was
length.
better than Cam Ward.
And he very well might be, you know. But that's, you know, politics, like you guys were talking about, politics, ego, and all that. Yeah. Bomster, I just wanted to, you know, we're gonna get your thoughts first. You know, our last segment of our show, we usually do. This is where Daniel pulls out his handy dandy notebook that he takes his notes in. We always pick an offensive player of the game. We pick a defensive player of the game, and we do a score prediction to round out our predictions, and then we see how we did on the post game show, and we usually recap that there. But since you're our guest and you have been so gracious to give us an hour plus of your time, I don't want to keep you too long from your wife. I know how that gets.
I'm about to hop on the game after this. And the cleats.
You're gonna get in trouble, dog. You gotta get wife sometime. You're gonna get in trouble, bro.
Yeah. Who do you think is gonna be the offensive player of the game? Who do you think should be the defensive player of the game? And what do you think the final score is going to be on Thursday night Thanksgiving football?
Let me see. I think. Oh, I want to say. If we get the run game going, I could see definitely. I wouldn't say him being the offense, but I think Henry's going to have a really good game if we get the run game going. If we keep on hammering down, and keep on bringing down the defense, especially in the third and fourth, because that's what we stopped doing. We stopped running in the third and fourth, and that's when you should start running the most. Is when they get tired. You know what I'm saying? That's what we had Jamal Lewis as. You know, just keep on running. You know what I'm saying? So he could have a really
got it figured out already.
Huh?
You got it figured out already, goddamn it! I love it, dog.
Yeah, but yeah, you could him like if Lamar is throwing like he was looking not like Lamar last game. Something was up. So hopefully over practice, he gets his ish together. You know what I'm saying? And get them good easy passes. And that's one thing also. I'm big on screens for Derrick Henry or just passing it out either on a flat or just a screen. It's because once he's one-on-one with a guy, he's gonna just stiff arm the dude. He's gonna just bum rush that dude, and then he has just the space on the sideline. Well, I don't know why we don't do that as much. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorite plays. I think we did that. We dumped it off to him last game, and we got a good amount of yards over that. But we gotta just keep on doing that. You know what I'm saying? And not give up if he misses or Lamar throws a bad pass. We can't just stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? We gotta try it again 100%. Next quarter. But I would say, Lamar could have a really good game. I know Burrow's back in, but he's coming off an injury as well too. But I think scores are gonna be defensive. Man, my boy Kyle, man, he gotta get a pick. We gotta get some. We're gonna get at least 2 picks, man. At least 2 picks. We have to. At least 2 picks. We're gonna get turnovers. Turnovers gonna win the game. I already know that. And
this boy speaking my language all day.
And then
you speaking my language all day, boy. We might.
I would say 24-14, man. 20 it's gonna be a close game. Yeah, 24-14, man. Like it's gonna come down to, everybody working together. We got, our kickers and everything like that. So we're gonna take some field goals, but we're gonna score big too. Yeah, they're gonna score too. I think.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, so Bomster. So Bomster, your offensive players of the game is Derrick Henry and Lamar, and then your defensive player of the game is Kyle Hamilton, and then you think the Ravens are gonna win 24-14.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Say less. All right, I'm in. I'll jump Matt. Then you could bring up the rear. All right.
Yeah.
So Wilcox, I think my offensive player game. I'm gonna go with the tight end. I'm gonna go with Likely.
Yeah, he needs it. Yeah,
he's been kind of quiet all year. He's kind of been there off and on. I think he's gonna make 2 big plays this game. That's gonna really kind of break us out of this thing and kind of take the league to another level.
Yes, sir.
And I think as far as defense, my defensive player of the game, I'm gonna go with Marlon. I'm gonna go with Marlon Humphrey, who's Matt's best friend. So I'm gonna go with cornerback Marlon Humphrey. He's, I think he's dialed in even more right now because of the fact that he broke his fingers or his hand or whatever, and he's been stripping the ball. Like I started this season. I was telling Matt, we got to get turnovers. We're not doing no turnovers. The defense ain't causing no turnovers. The last 4-5 weeks, that's all you've seen. Everybody stripping the ball. Everybody going for picks. It's been a totally different defense.
Yep.
So like the first half, it's 5 team that we was playing, there was absolutely no turnovers. And then these last 4 or 5 games, it's all you've seen is 2-3 turnovers a game.
Exactly.
So I guess they finally listened to our podcast and decided it was going to go put this shit into practice and started playing that way or something. I don't know what it is.
All right, tune in.
So defense, so defense, I'm gonna go with 44, Marlon Humphrey, and then the score. I think the score is going to be. I'm going to go 28. And I think we've been on a roll. So I'm gonna say 28-16. 28-16, 28-17, something like that. We've been on a roll as far as keeping guys underneath 21 points, which is another staple I've been saying since one. And our defense have always taken pride more than 3 touchdowns a game. So if they could keep them under 21, the games are always ours. If we can win the turnover battle, the games are always ours. If we can win the time of possession battle, the games are always ours. If we win the field position battle on special teams, the games are always ours. So I believe we got this shit. This is ours. We're gonna bring the trophy home this week, and go one more game up in first place. Go ahead,
yes,
Matt.
Sir.
Okay. This is a D-Hop game for me. I'm gonna go DeAndre Hopkins on offense. I think that he's some good matchups. I want to preface this by saying that this is a Cincinnati Bengals team that's not going to have T. Higgins this week.
Oh yeah, right. Yep, he's out.
And Trey Henderson is out as well, so we're not going to have to worry about him abusing our offensive line.
That's good.
So D-Hop on offense, I think he gets a touchdown this week. He's due. He's been catching everything coming his way.
Oh yeah.
And defensively, I was spot on with Draymond Jones last week.
You were.
I'm gonna go with this being a Teddy Buchanan week. I think Teddy Buchanan is gonna get like a turnover, an interception, or a fumble. So I'm gonna go Teddy Buchanan this week on defense.
40.
Yeah, number 40. And then score 31-13 Ravens.
31-13. So less. I almost 31 myself, my boy. And I almost said 13 too. And I was like, nah, I think they're gonna score a little bit more than 13.
We're on the same wavelength. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we are. We connected at the hip. Different mothers, different times.
Yeah.
You older than me though, man. You older than me.
Shit. you got me by about 13 years, dog.
Hey man, Bomster, it's been absolutely a pleasure to have you on the show. It was great to hear a part of your story because I know we only scratched the surface of really how deep and how you truly are, man. But I'm so happy for you. It's so great to hear a piece of your journey, and hopefully we can get you back on and hear some more, man. Because I'm excited to see what's for you. I was going through your social media while we was talking and stuff too. I sent you a text thread because I need some cleats. I need some custom cleats as if I was gonna play today. What cleat I would wear, all that type of stuff. And then I need you to.
They still make them type of cleats?
Up as if I was playing today.
They still make this.
That's why I said if I was. That's, you know what I'm saying. See, I know you fuck with Matt because that's some shit Matt would say. That's some hater. That's some real hater shit right there. I ain't gonna
break out.
I can tell you, I went to the same middle school. I had a Reebok contract, like my first year, and that shit was over with. It was all Nike from that point on.
That made my night, man.
I'm serious. If I was playing today, I would be wearing Jordan cleats. I wouldn't be.
Give me some Jordan joints. Yeah, I'd love to work on some Jordans.
What I want to do is I want to send you a pair of Jordan cleats.
For sure.
I'll just let you do your thing on them, bro. And what I'm gonna do is I'm up in the back, right here behind me, and put them up on the wall. So I'll always be here, be a part of the show. Maybe it's a We Bleed Purple cleat.
Hey, I love it.
We Bleed Purple.
I got some ideas coming into my head right now. So
for sure, and you just go crazy with it. But I'm gonna send you a pair. I sent you a text already on your IG, and so when you get it, I'll send you my number and everything, man, and then we'll set that up, and I'll get you a pair sent to your house, and then we'll get them sent back to me or whatever, man, and let me know how much I owe you for them, and I got you. So these are a pair of the cleats that I kind of hold dear to my heart. So the last game that this guy played, you know, in Baltimore, he gave me his last pair of cleats.
Oh wow.
So these are a pair that I just kind of keep with me.
Dion,
yeah, these are Dion's last. Still got dirt on them from the game and everything. Yeah, so this was his last cleats that he wore in Baltimore. I was like, bro, I need them cleats off your feet. Let me get them right now. You know, so I got a pair of his cleats.
That's fine.
I almost feel like one day I'm probably gonna end up giving these back to his kids. You know, so I'm gonna hold on to these, but I might actually send you these too as well, and let you do something special on these for him. So that one day, if I do give them back to his kids, you know, I would like for it to have some dope on there about their dad and something like that, because he's an amazing guy.
It'll be dope to document that whole thing too. That'll be crazy.
I'm down for it. I'm down for it.
You know, I've been doing this show with him for 2 years and I've never seen those.
Hey, all about timing, baby. You know what I'm saying?
They in the cut, babe. Well, you know how it is. Artists, when two artists get together, their creative juices just kind of happen. It flows, man. You know what I'm saying? Even though he cracked that old joke, it's okay.
That was a good one though.
That was a good one. It was a good one, dog. I ain't even shoot back on you. Look, I ain't shoot back on you.
Hey Brian, before we go off air, man, you can hang with us backstage after we go off air. But
of course, man.
Again, before we let you go, let everybody that's listening know where they can find you on social media.
So I'm on Facebook, Bomsterfoo, BOMSTERFOO. There's no B as in a bomb, so BOMSTER, Bomster. And then on IG, same thing, BOSTER_foo, FOO. And then website is bombsterstudios.com. And you'll see all my work there as well too. And my hashtag stay tuned. And I spell tune not as UNED, but tune as like TOOONED, like cartoon type stuff. So that's my little slogan thing. And Bomsterfoo. And we out, baby.
Say less.
We will see you guys for the post-game show, recapping the Thursday night football game. And that'll do it for this episode. Brian, thank you for joining us. We'll talk more backstage. Wilcox,
happy Thanksgiving, yo, for you and your families, man. For real.
Likewise.
Happy Thanksgiving to you guys too, man.
Wilcox, you got to say what you always say.
Bird gang.